Hi everyone, my name's Scott. I'm the founder of Arclett, and today I'm going to talk about how being alcohol free or sober has improved my productivity and well-being. So to start with, in 2012, I was a grey area drinker, so I was working in alcohol treatment. I was going out with my friends most weekends and getting drunk, and that was generally seen as the norm. But I suffered really bad with anxiety after drinking, and my productivity was always impacted. And whilst I had boundaries, I would never drink in the week. I could moderate my alcohol. I wouldn't really have hair of the dog either. I'd still go to work on a Monday not feeling 100%, and then I'd have that anticipation on, as the week progressed, looking forward to the weekend. And I discovered photography and fitness, and these two things were really a lifeline for my mental health because they gave me something to look forward to every weekend instead of partying with my friends. And I think I'd just grown away from that drinking culture. So in 2015, I went traveling and I was sober shamed whilst I was traveling. Alcohol is the only drug in the world that we need to justify not taking. And for me, it wasn't so much the cravings towards alcohol that kept me drinking. It was the, having to justify why I wasn't drinking and being labelled and often feeling judged and misunderstood as well. Alcohol is unique in that it's the only drug in the world that we need to justify not taking, and there's a stigma attached to drinking too much, and there's a stigma attached to not drinking at all as well. So after the 1 year no alcohol challenge, I didn't really have the confidence to say that I was never drinking again because of the stigma attached to being sober or alcohol free. So I took on another 1 year no alcohol challenge, and then in 2017 I committed to lifelong abstinence, and I'll be 10 years alcohol free in May this year. And I always say in my life, it's not perfect. Sometimes you see this on social media, but my life is 10 to 20% better than it was because I have 10 to 20% more time, energy, motivation, productivity, money. I'm more present. And I think it's important to be transparent and remind people that it isn't this wonder drug that's going to fix all. In fact, sometimes it can actually be harder. But I always say that life's complicated enough without a hangover. And for me, it was more so waking up and not so much thinking about what I'd done the night before when I was drinking, where I wanted to stop. It was more what I would be missing out on. So I asked AI to calculate my gains in almost 10 years of being alcohol free, and I've avoided 720 hangovers in 9 years. So that's nearly 2 years I would have spent in bed hungover. And it's not just the days you spend in bed hungover. I think as you get older, hangovers seem to hit harder and last longer. I avoided around 1.3 million empty calories as well. And I think I've not spent around £40,000 in that time as well. And that was estimated on the amount that I would have drank in my early 20s if I've kept that up. And I know that some people do naturally decrease their alcohol consumption as they get older. But for me, with the productivity that I've gained, the focus, the clarity, I've really been able to back myself more and have the confidence to pursue new outlets and new passion projects. And in 2022, late 2022, I founded Arclett, and we're an inclusive community. We're trying to reduce the stigma attached to being alcohol free. And Arclett almost represents, the confidence that I've gained and the skills that I've gained from my alcohol free journey. And we're trying to be that community initiative out there to remind people that it's okay not to drink, as crazy as that sounds. And I think the problem in the UK is that alcohol use spectrum of if we're sober or we don't drink, that's seen as a problem. It's stigmatized because it suggests you failed to manage a relationship with alcohol or you're boring for doing something else. And on the other end of the spectrum, you have the dependency, which is also seen as bad and problematic and stigmatized. So by that logic, the only part of the alcohol use spectrum that's seen as good and accepted widely is if you drink. But for me, rather than relying on labels attached to being sober or alcohol free, I just said, can I drink without consequences? And the answer was always no. For some people, the consequences may be worth it, and that's fine for them. I'm not anti-alcohol and pro-choice, but my life has definitely improved since being alcohol free. So hopefully this helps. If you'd like any more information, just check out Arclett. It's Arclett, and thanks for watching, everyone. Take care.